liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming. We're going to start tonight with an election commission meeting.
Okay, call to order at 7 p.m. Star and Rich are the only ones here. Okay, so all I need is a quick approval of some latecomers to the election inspector.
I'll make that motion to approve Andrea Alicia Greenman and Chloe Gladding to the list of approved election workers.
And I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion to adjourn?
I'll get that.
No public comment.
Oh, public comment, I'm sorry. None? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
You were saying. It's up there.
Adjourned at 7:01 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
That wrong.
Okay. All right. So now we'll start with the regular scheduled board meeting. I need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. That passes, so we need to go into reports. Chief is not here, so Gary, is that you? Okay.
So, we've been busy. With the fire and EMS, June was extremely busy, as everybody here knows. We had one particular day that we had a lot of power outages. It was just so everybody understands, and I just letting you know about this, we have an event like that again for the straight line winds. Consumers shut down the entire grid, all three phases, so they could eliminate having to run back and forth, so they could get from one line to another line to another line as fast as they could. That's why there were so many people without power, and they did a really good job. That being said, yeah, we had 27 runs in June. July we're at 7 EMS and 15 fire. We had 15 fire in June also, and we're at 236 at this point in time. For the year, we're 20% ahead of last year. If it keeps traveling, we're gonna run about 500 runs. We're busy.
Got like $1,776 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you. You have anything to add, Ron?
No, the average is there, so that 1776 also includes our training hours. If you subtract that and divide out our runs, it averages about almost 6 man-hours per call that we're on.
Okay.
Now, a fire, a lot more, ambulance calls a lot less, so.
Yep. Okay, great, thank you all. Custodian? Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, it's been busy lately with the beach stuff and grass and 4th of July. I'm glad it's done.
Everything looked great, by the way.
Yeah, well, we kind of hoped that the grass would grow faster, but it didn't, so it's still kind of green. It's growing.
It actually
Still
still
there,
looks
it's
good
still
over
there.
there.
Yeah. There was a couple of tire tracks in it the next morning, and I'm like, But anyhow, I thought it would be worse. The only thing with the park is, I know Supervisor, we talked about those, but I just wanted you to see the price of those and make sure. Those are picnic tables. We've been trying to replace them.
Right.
I think it was, I can't remember if it was on the list last.
I think so. We
approved
to do.
I left, so.
Yeah, that's right. You want to.
So anyhow, so that's 2 of the rectangle ones. Normal picnic table, I guess I'd say. I think we have enough of the square, the round ones that are kind of more for the handicap, because I got an open spot.
Yep.
Replacing some of the older wooden ones.
Right, and are we gonna start phasing the wood ones out then?
Yes, as soon as I get those and get them put together, the worst of the 2 wooden ones will go away.
And we're buying 2 at a time, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
That as well, yeah.
Yeah. The other
Oh,
thing,
Tim, we did approve, since you were gone, we did approve to replace the one grill that got crushed by the tree, and then get another one, so 2 grills also.
Correct. 2 grills, where's the other, what was the other one for?
We were gonna add.
Replace the one that
Replace the
was-
one that we're gonna add whenever that build, whatever we get that thing in.
Yeah. Over there,
Beat.
yeah, that's for that one.
So grills times 2. The other thing I had was transfer station cards. Meryl's not here, she would be the one who would probably do these. I didn't mention it at the last meeting, where that was right after our spring cleanup. She puts a sticker, I think it's she, is with their address and stuff, who they go to.
Yep.
Same size sticker I would like to put on the back to cover up the spring cleanup 8 to noon.
Okay.
So it's 9 to noon, but what should we do with the month?
Maybe,
You're always gonna try to do it May or June. I hate to just stick it to June and then it not happen in June and.
Because we're not always controlling that.
Correct.
We'll see on
Me
that
and
too.
my wife would volunteer to stick the stickers on if that needed to be.
So Tim's talking because the back of the card has the June cleanup thing in it. Did you put that on there this time? No, it's not on there anymore. So we'll just be getting rid of the last of the few, but we ordered new ones because we were almost out. That was like 4 years ago we ordered those. So, yeah, we have new ones without that on the back. So.
I think that's all I have.
All right. All right. Management Council, got the report here. 4th of July was amazing. There's what extra words. Fireworks shows, as always. Besides that, home rounds are slowing down. We're getting out of kind of wedding season and getting out of graduation season especially. So home rounds are slowing down a little bit. All right. Parks and Rec.
Fireworks were great. Tim, you did an excellent job on the park. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, sorry, just to add to that, the supervisor did 99.8% of the wall and the lights. The lights look cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They definitely did. What was I gonna say?
Fireworks are amazing.
Yeah, there was something. So the dock at the boat launch over here,
Yep, it's on the water.
so it's almost back
out.
out, but it's super slippery.
Okay.
So it's like ankle deep, but it's super slippery. So,
Maybe you've got a hard brush or something, if not, I can maybe want to brush that off and get
Yeah.
that. It's just probably just some moss or something.
other than that, that's all I got.
Landon, you got anything?
We didn't have a meeting in June.
Okay.
Nothing new.
Zoning, we had about 7 new, zoning permits this month. I think there was 2 new houses, a couple additions and some pole barns on that. So that's just a busy zoning season. Building season is in full effect. So now we will go on to public comment. Can I have the sign-ins? Okay, I want to remind everybody there's 3 minutes to public comment. So we'll go with the first one, Matt and Nicole Smith.
Well, first off, I want to congratulate Bill on an awesome 4th of July. It was great.
Thank you.
And the board. Secondly, with that being said, 4th of July is over with, so we need to start raising money for next year, 27. So at my house, me and the family, we invite the community over to do a cornhole tournament, and that's kind of what this is. So.
Didn't you just have the big shark thing in the yard over
Yep,
there?
yep.
I seen it over there, I was like, what's he doing now?
Yeah, right. So that might be there on the 15th. August 15th is when we're gonna have the cornhole tournament, and this is gonna be the money raised is gonna go to 50% of the payout is gonna go to first and second place winners, and then the rest of the money raised is gonna go towards the fireworks for next year. So, but yeah.
Where's your location at?
Right here on Seaman Road, just on the corner of, yes, Pine Lake and Seaman Road. Yep, yep, and we'll have a flyer up here somewhere and on what's happening in Wellston and everything too as well, so.
Sounds good.
Yep, if anybody has any questions. Casey.
I'm here.
I wanted to give this to you as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Other than that, I think that's it.
Thanks, man,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, he's one of the big, so part of our fireworks group, so they help Bill and everybody else raise money, all included in that, so thank you, that's a good idea.
Gary and Tracy Isabel.
Gary and Tracy Isbell, there we go.
Good evening, everybody. My wife Tracy and I own Heart of the Forest Campground across from 55. Hand it out. And this weekend, in conjunction with the Manistee County Humane Society as well as Homeward Bound, we're having a Pause in the Pines event. I'm gonna have some flyers up here on the way out. Grab one if you wanna come. We've got events going on Friday night, ice cream social, 7:30 to 8:30. I'd say 7:30 to 7:50 because it's hot outside. So if you want ice cream, come on out and visit with us. The Humane Society is going to bring out some puppies, some dogs, some animals for adoption, and we've got many vendors coming out, animal care type vendors, and a portion of the proceeds will all be donated back to Homeward Bound. So if you don't have anything to do Friday night and or Saturday, 1 to 2:30, paw print art station, bring your pets, we'll do some paw art, puppy kissing booth, and I think that's where they're gonna put me, I don't know. And adopt a pet meet and greet. We're doing a fireside Friday night with the director of the Homeward Bound, presenting animal stories at the community fire pit in the park. So anyway, we invite you all as a community to come. We're taking donations, whatever you have, and it's all 100% going back to the Humane Society. Questions?
Thank you, that's awesome.
All right. Pick up a flyer on the way out.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lori Goodson.
That would be me, but I'm not getting up there like the rest of them.
Okay.
My two things is, one is I love the lighting down by the lake, but is there a way that, is there like a dimmer switch maybe on certain nights that people can snap pictures? Just asking.
Yeah, they can be done. I can dim them for a while. I had them up for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
There are 5 different controllers that I can
Awesome.
put on there, but
All right.
they don't dim a ton, but they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, and then second one, is there a way on the night of the 4th we can get maybe 1 or 2 lifeguards? My son that's not here actually helped rescue a child that night.
Okay. Okay.
And then there was another gentleman, Austin, that I'm not sure where he, if he's here or Manistee. I already lived in Manistee, but he rescued the other gentleman. Like the teenage, they were family. They were actually ended up being through marriage relatives, and we didn't know when he rescued them. But the one, Ryan, that's an old, I think he's 16, 17, he tried to rescue the smaller child, Braden, and became overwhelmed during the rescue of it. And my son and Austin had seen them. Austin saved the bigger child, and my son saved the smaller child, Braden. So I don't know if we can get some, I mean, like, just so, because if they weren't there, because when Justin pulled the younger child out, they had to kind of hit him to get him to start coughing and breathing, so it was getting,
We can look into that. I know there's, and I can't remember what exactly it was, but I remember when we were with the insurance company, there's something about the lifeguard on the beach, and there's some type of liability that opens up to, if you have a lifeguard, we can ask them what that.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
there's
think
something.
Crystal Mountain's got some lifeguards, so maybe we can find
Yeah.
somebody who's been out working or whatever.
Yeah, something, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe in the darkness part of it or something, when it gets start, well, it's not really dark, but when it starts getting,
And I will say to that too, the kids this year were the easiest I've ever had to get them off the dock. Usually, they just asked them to go, and they jumped in and they went off, so yeah, that was, but yeah, we'll look at that. Thank you.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Joanne Montgomery.
I'd like to thank the fire department for the fires they put out. I know we had several on Baker Road, and clearing that road, Hoxie, or whatever one goes north there. And then, I contacted both, e-coli and the health department, and neither is going to monitor for E. coli on the beach. And for the last 2 years, it has tested positive for E. coli. Is the township have any concern to do testing on their own in order to, advise the public?
Not at this point. Pretty much almost every pond will test for that swimmers E. coli that they have, that they get. I mean, we recommend that when you leave our lake or any northern Michigan lake, you shower. And that takes care of that, so.
So no testing at all? Okay. Swim at your own risk, okay.
That's all from the geese.
Yeah, I know. It's been tested and it has tested, so I just wondered if anybody was gonna pick that up. And then thank you, Billy and the group, for the fireworks. They were phenomenal. And the last thing is you do reports for all departments, but there is no reports for the clerk or the treasurer or the supervisor reports on what's going on in those departments. Is there any thought of adding those?
No, we never have. I mean, we have our reports and it's what goes on. We've never done those reports.
Okay.
All right, next. Jim Hill. Jim Hill? There you are, sir.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Why was it posted the other day that there would be no discussion this evening on the solar farm, when that's what the majority of these people are here for?
Because on Friday, we received 3 certified letters, and there's no reason to talk about it now because we're not voting. What that was meant to clarify was that we would not be discussing or voting on it here. We will be waiting for the public hearing and after that.
So are you gonna vote on anything or approve anything tonight to do with the solar farm?
No, sir. And we weren't even voting for anything to do with the solar farm, period.
Well, I know.
It was just a language change to the state regulations.
Language.
Yeah, no, we will not be doing any of that.
So will we have a chance as a body to come in here and
There will be a public hearing.
fight for what we believe in?
Yep, there will be a public hearing, with stakeholders involved. We're looking into other information that we can find for that and to try to give the township some clarity on what may or may not happen, if there's ever solar. If the 10 megawatt field, limiting them to a 10 megawatt field was part of the discussion, but can we increase that to ease some burden on the people? It's possible. We're looking into that, talking to different experts. I have been in touch with 5 Lakes, which is a solar group that monitors solar and things like that, to try to see what they are suggesting. So we're looking into that. We'll have that information ready when we have the public hearing later.
Thank you.
Yep.
But we will have a chance to.
Yes, there will be another public hearing. There will be nothing done by this body until after that public hearing. Okay.
So my question is, a lot of people here were here for the solar panels. Why wasn't any information given that we wouldn't be talking about it tonight?
I put it on the agenda. We found out Friday that there was, and actually it was funny, it was good work by whoever did it. They, MTA didn't even realize that they could do that. When it was actually 2 different people I was talking to there on Friday when I got them. And they said, nope, you need to, so we put it off, and that's why I put it out there, is because I knew there was a lot of people gonna come. But we're not talking about it tonight, so that's why I put this whole statement out, on the public comment on our agenda. That's all.
Are you gonna make sure it's made public?
It will be in the paper. And 15
A lot of us
before.
don't probably get the paper.
I'm sure it will not have an issue getting out to everybody once it's made public. It will be on the door, it will be made public. I will make sure that we put it on our website, and I will make sure that it goes, if I put it on my Facebook page, it'll be on all the Wilson Facebook pages almost instantaneously. So, okay? All right, next. Donald Staffer? I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, yes, sir.
Just a comment, I live on Tippy Dam Road and second house in, and there's a lot of heavy traffic on that road, and it seems like they're going very fast, I don't know, and there's little kids right next door, and I'm concerned about that, but I don't know if there's anything.
Well, I believe that on any rural road that isn't posted, it's 55. 55, I mean, that's not my law, that's
I
the
don't
state
think
law.
any of them are hit,
Yeah.
they're beyond that.
Oh, well, I would call the sheriff and see maybe if they can post an officer there.
That's residential. One right there. That's that.
Well, but it's residential posted. Come on in, sir. We'll take on you.
Hi,
So
how are you?
how does that work exactly?
So is it posted or no?
No.
Okay, well, it's kind of tricky, it's a residential dirt road, there's a lot of houses.
No,
It's not a dirt
it's
road.
Tippy Dam Road,
Tippy Dam
paid
Road.
part from
Okay.
55 north.
Okay, well,
He doesn't wanna be the bad messenger.
yeah, I mean, if it's not posted, I mean, you should still travel, you shouldn't be traveling 55 miles an hour down that road.
Okay, I'm wrong.
I would, but we can increase our patrol up there if that's something that you would like, and then we can pull people over who are going way too fast down that road. But if that's something you'd like, you can contact the sheriff's office.
There's a lot of traffic, because we get a lot of visitors coming up, and they're in a hurry to get down,
Oh, I got you.
and they're traveling extremely fast.
Okay, well, we can increase our patrol over there if that's something that you would like. And
So what's the speed limit?
so I'm newer, so I'm not 100% sure what all the roads around here are yet. I'm guessing it is 55 down that
I
road.
was taught 40
How
some
do you
years
get
ago.
speed limit posted on Sixth Street at all?
Like I said, I'm newer, I'm not sure of all these roads yet, but
I was taught 40 some years ago, the dirt roads that aren't residential, it was 45 miles an hour.
But you have to be careful with residential, because
No, I
residential.
said, that is not residential, it was 45, not 55.
And residential, when they talk roads like that, they're talking about lots, like 50-foot, 100-foot wide lots, like southern
Okay.
type of residential, not like Tippy Dam is, even though it's almost 90% residential, there's not a lot of maintenance. It's not considered residential when it comes to that, it falls under that, what I do believe the 55.
I believe it is 55.
Can I put in a speed bump?
No, they don't speed bump here with plow trucks. It doesn't work out well.
That's the village code, they try they got one.
Okay, no answer, I'm sorry, that's the best I can do. Okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
Let me give you a suggestion. I lived in an apartment complex, and I used to complain about these people. I threw a bag of marshmallows out there, until they got ran over, and boy, those people stopped, because they didn't know what it was. It works.
Okay, Summer is the next one, there you go.
Yeah, I had a question about when you do the meeting for, the special hearing for the solar farm, will the board then vote on the change in an ordinance at that meeting, or will it be later in time?
Don't know at this point. It depends. I mean, the meeting could go one day, it could go 2 days. You never know. There was a
What
solar,
would make it go 2 days?
depending on how much public comment there was,
Okay.
depending how much
You run out of
discussion there
time.
is. You run out of time, I mean, we'll probably schedule 3 hours for it, but there was, and I say that because there was one in, I believe it was Grant, that went 2 days. It had to go one day and then 2 weeks later it continued. So it depends on what that, and how we set it up. So you would see if in the public meeting there would be a vote afterwards. I would imagine we'll do it at the next meeting, at the next scheduled board meeting after that.
Okay.
Whenever that is.
But if you do intend to vote at that meeting?
It would be on the agenda.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't know if we would, because I don't know if this body may want to take time to consider, all of what they heard. So I doubt it would be done then. It would be done after our meeting. Yep.
Back at lunch.
Paul William. Is that right? Yes, sir.
As a change of venue, apparently, to add what the previous discussion, the sheriff was very instrumental in getting results. If you can provide them with what's going on. I actually spoke to the individual, and as I was returning to my residence, he passed me, and I looked at my speedometer as I was just curious what I was trying to keep up with him. It was at 75 miles an hour. and that brought the state police into this issue. And
You've had something recently, just on?
no, that was maybe a year ago. So
On what road? On 50? Okay.
Get evidence that gives them something to work with.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ted? Zola? Zola?
I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to address the board. I want to speak in generality.
Hey, everybody, come on, let them speak. Fine.
Okay. At the last meeting, you mentioned that the people don't get the vote on this. It's the board that gets the vote, right? And that's the way government works. Do I understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I decided to do a test to kind of determine public consensus on an issue. So I figured the best place where everybody would go would be the transfer station, okay? So I went out there on a Wednesday and a Saturday to try and get public consensus on a particular issue, okay? So greater than 90% were in one position on an issue, okay? So it's my understanding that the board is elected by the people to represent the people, okay? Now, if the people, if the board votes against the will of the people, how is that representing the people? That's my first question, okay? Second question, okay, if the zoning commission passes an amendment based on incorrect information.
Well, the zoning commission doesn't pass an amendment.
Well, they pass a recommendation, right?
They recommend.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they pass that based on incorrect information, is that still valid? Do you consider it valid?
It depends on what the incorrect information is.
Okay.
If it is truly incorrect or something
Okay.
is incorrect, yeah.
Well,
And just because the board, the planning commission could deny or not recommend, choose not to recommend, the board could still approve it.
okay.
The county planning commission could not recommend it. Our personal planning commission could not. It's
Okay.
the board's final decision.
Okay.
Yeah, on that issue.
Okay, on the first question, how would you respond to that?
I would have to think about the answer to that question. You have to be ready so I could think about it. I'm not gonna answer it right here on the spot. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes, and I will say sometimes the government, the people want one thing, but the government is held by a higher body to require us to at least do something. And to my best knowledge with this, you can't have exclusionary zoning. That's what my attorney and MTA spoke to me. So trying to figure out and making this language change, and how I've been told by MTA and our attorney and quite a few other people that I have been talking to, because I've been talking to a lot of experts, doing it through special use always takes it by a case-by-case basis, and that's where you can then put, the board can place in special use, because we already have this in our zoning. There are minimums requirements for an allowable special use in our zoning already. So we could set minimum standards for anybody that even came. And then the planning commission could increase those minimums, they could never go below them. So this body can set a minimum for what the planning commission can allow.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of
So-
trio?
No, not a trio.
Okay.
It would be our workable ordinance that we talked about, or
Okay.
our workable, that we would have. This isn't even an ordinance, this is a special use. Okay, and I have to be careful, because I know every little thing I say is gonna be picked apart, but I'm trying to do it the best I can without. So, in this case, if somebody were to come to a special use, and we had minimum standards they had to meet, okay, so let's say a gas station, rural residential, which I don't even know if that's a special use. There could be requirements of lighting, there could be requirements of setbacks and how many parking spaces you have and things like that. There can also, our ordinance does state that we can require escrow accounts for special use. Meaning when a company comes for something, we can require $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for us to do our own studies.
Okay.
Okay, which none of that can be addressed until we don't have an application. So none of that can be done yet.
I saw an application.
There is no application been filed.
Not filed.
There is no application been submitted. This company came and asked us for a language change. And we as a board have to be very careful whether we love this idea or we hate this idea.
Okay.
We have to be very We have to be very middle of the road so that we don't
Okay.
show favoritism one way or the other. You see
So
what I'm saying?
Kippy Dam Road LLC did not file an application in August of 2025?
Not that I know of. I've been told by Ben that there was no application filed. Maybe I'm wrong.
I can show you copies.
Ben told me today that no application has been officially filed until the language ends.
Okay.
Yeah. They might have came and showed what they were thinking of.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we said, oh yeah, this is great, it's a good deal, we'll get this language changed, because what everybody is talking about is just meeting the non-exclusionary requirements that you need to have in your zoning. That
Okay.
does not mean a solar farm is going to ever go in, because we can put restrictions if it's so meant to be. I would be personally looking for any type of special use in our rural residential. I would want to talk to the needed engineers, and we're talking solar, okay, so that's sound, that's environmental, that's probably a planner.
Okay.
See what they would need to do studies.
Right.
And along with that application for that solar farm, if it's $5,000, $15,000, or $50,000 that we would require for us to do that study, that company would have to pay that before we would even look at doing the solar farm.
Good. And we'll look at it like a BBB rating credit, like a.
We can look at their credit
Okay,
scores.
okay.
We can't do that now.
Right.
Because it's not official. And that's
Okay.
kind of what I tried to explain, that we have a lot more authority when something sits in front of us for an actual decision, but there is none right now. And
Okay.
anything that we talk about could be construed as trying to influence a decision one way or the other. So we have to be our attorney has said you be very quiet as a board what you say. Getting up and standing, no, 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 I've told you that MTA and the state has said, not in my neighborhood, or not in my backyard is not a decision for this one.
Okay, we know that PA 233 only applies for 50 megawatts or more for the state to intervene on that.
Yes, but the state also, even at 50 megawatts, and to my understanding for now, but I'm talking to a lot of other people and meeting with different people on this, when you have a zoning or a precedent set to where there is 10 kilowatt or smaller, so 10 kilowatt would be about roughly 40 acres. We would not allow, if we had that in our special use, we would never allow over 40 acres.
Okay.
Okay? Up into the 200 acres, so that 40 to 199 acres would be the question. We wouldn't have that here. We wouldn't have a 200 acre solar field. Could the state allow a 50 kilowatt, which I think is and forgive me on the size, I don't know exactly, but I think it's 4 acres per megawatt, sorry. Could the state then push through a 400 acre one or a 500 acre one? The state has promised and stated on multiple occasions that they would always ask the company to work with the zoning within the township first. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? It's like a double-edged sword that I'm trying to get people to understand that
Okay.
not having anything allows the big guys to do whatever they want. Having something makes even the big guys have to work with it.
Yeah,
See what I'm
the
saying?
CREO you referred to last meeting, that, it doesn't allow you to restrict it by 1 inch more than the state. So
We would not be doing a CREO.
Right, okay.
Yeah, workable,
Okay.
workable. And when you say workable, what that means, I guess, how the attorney explained, workable, defendable in court. Workable, a lawyer, I can use this to fight for what we want here for court.
Okay.
Okay? There's been talk of the 100-foot tree barrier. I mean, it's been talked about. Does that get bigger? Does it have other restrictions? Is that defendable? Our attorney said, yes. A 500-foot tree barrier, he said, probably not. So you have to be reasonable, workable, and defendable.
Okay.
This kind of the ordinance we'd be working for if we decided to even allow any solar farms.
Okay. So are you gonna give us more than an 18-hour notice for this special purpose meeting?
It's 15 days.
15 days notice for the meeting?
For public hearings,
Okay.
15 days.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Tom
Last name Allen.
Allen?
Sue and Tom Allen.
Sue and Tom Allen, maybe? Yes, ma'am.
I would like to request a copy of your bond or your oath of office. And how do I get that?
You have the oath of office and the oath book, right?
So I just come to the county, to the clerk's office?
And she can print you a copy of our oath of office, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Lori, is it Lori?
Is a lawyer, Tom?
Starts with a P, signed up?
PL?
Maybe?
Oh,
Okay.
that's Tim Plum.
Well, you have very beautiful penmanship, I just was small, I couldn't.
Are you a doctor?
I know y'all mentioned the last meeting a little bit, but where is our cell tower and what's going on with that?
They have done the soil testing, and it's in the engineering phase now. So they came out probably about 3 weeks ago. No, I think it was right before the 4th of July, so somewhere right in there, 2-3 weeks ago. And the people informed me they were doing their soil testing. And when he texted back, he goes, everything's good, we'll be moving forward. That's what I've got. So they're moving forward with the engineering stages.
Yeah, I met Mr. Farley last year, I think, and he was telling me about the cell tower, and I was like, all right, we're finally gonna get some communication in the woods.
I want it going as fast as possible, but they have their process, how they do it, you know, and they had to do their soil testing and all that. I know they completed that stage. So we get little updates every once in a while, what they're doing. Hopefully before they start construction, before they roll in here, they'll tell us, so.
Where's the cell tower we're supposed to go?
6th and Bosch.
And Bosch, 6 and Bosch. Okay, corner there, yep. Jay Toposky?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm not gonna speak very long. I came to voice my opposition to the solar field. I'm learning a lot while I'm here, with the different changes that need to be made. And I'll be back at the next meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully with a longer speech, but I just wanted to voice my opposition to it.
Okay. Thank you. What is it? Matt Apple?
Hi, I'm a new resident. I wanted to talk about the solar farm as well, but, you know, you're not gonna be able to answer any questions until your hearing is done, correct?
Yeah, well, if I can, I'll try to help you.
What kind of minimum bonding requirements can you enforce on a commercial property of that size?
Well, it's not commercial, it's residential.
But once you turn it into a solar farm, it's a commercial entity at that
It's
point.
still residential. It would still be classed residential. It's not commercial, zoning wise or residential. It's like a farm, okay? Agriculture is not a farm, or it's not commercial. It's not a, you know, what makes that commercial is that they're selling something there, but just
Well, they
producing
are.
something.
They're selling
producing and
electricity.
Okay. I don't know that answer. That's why at this public hearing, we will have our township attorney here, because there's a lot, I mean, I'm not a solar expert by any means. I'm learning as we go here with this, so. Yeah, so he would hopefully be able to have that answer for you. But there will be requirements for bonds and for things that in case the company, I know you hear stories about companies going defunct. We would be checking on their ratings. I would want to personally visit another solar farm they might have in the area or out of state. How does that community work with them? How is this company, how do they uphold their word? Were there any promises not kept? I would want to do that. I don't care if I have to drive to Indiana.
We've seen hundreds of studies, it's fact now. These are poisonous pieces of equipment that are gonna be deposited in the community. And, you know, a $20,000 or a $50,000 environmental study is nothing compared to the damage that can be done by this equipment.
Who puts out the fire alarm?
If you don't address that when is the meeting, and you're gonna speak for the group at the meeting, or are we all allowed to come?
No, it's a public hearing, so you all get to speak. That's why I put this out, because you're gonna all wanna do this again when we have that meeting.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you putting that in there, I didn't know that, but when is this meeting and what time?
We don't have it scheduled, it's getting everybody together, finding a block of time that we can get everybody together. It probably will not be this summer. It's gonna be a little bit of time.
Okay. And
because you have 15 to 20 days to notify, plus my attorney gave me a couple people to call and a couple people to get information from, and I've got meetings set up with, I think I just got 3 more different groups that I wanna make phone calls to and talk to and meet with, so.
Their green energy credits could fall through before the deal comes to fruition?
There's a possibility of that. There's also the possibility of looking into, I wanna look at their PPA, which we have not seen. which is the power purchasing agreement. Sure. Who's purchasing it, from what group, do they have one? I mean, I could say if they don't have a PPA, then it would fall through immediately. I mean, there's gotta be an agreement for so many years that somebody's gonna be buying a copy.
If there's an NGO funding it right now to get it started or push this project through, that funding is gonna end.
We would look into all of that once the process of that started. This public hearing is just to change the language of solar farm as a special use. We cannot require any information from this company. We cannot require any of these studies until they submit that application. You see what I'm saying? So after this first one, if the board did decide to put solar in as a special use, where special use means there has to be a public hearing again by the planning commission, multiple public hearings could be in case.
Okay.
They get to tell their side, we get to hire specialists and other people to come in, you all get to speak, on their dime. You all get to speak, okay? Then the planning commission could then decide to put a different level of restrictions on them physically, financially, and they could also look at their books. What, are they a AAA rated, like Ted said it was?
1.59.
Okay. What?
1.59.
And who is their parent company? Who are they buying from? I mean, that can all affect. I mean, the planning commission can say no because their credit rating's bad. The planning commission could say no because they don't have a power agreement. Your concerns are valid, but they're kind of a little before.
They're way
a little
behind the
cart
curve.
before the horse, because this is the first thing so that we can get into what you want to get into. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
Even at the next meeting, we're not going to be able to get into those specifics of what the specifics of this company or the specifics of this certain deal, because there is no deal. We're talking about, so I had somebody ask, well, why didn't we get a letter because we're 300 feet away? Because it's not a specific, sorry, I think I'm specific zoning amendment. You know, it's not a special use amendment. It's a general. Just plopping that language in there so that we meet the requirements of the state of not being exclusionary. That's just the first step. That does not mean there will ever be a solar farm here. We can also, in that, restrict the total number of acres in Norman Township that could ever be used for a solar farm.
Okay.
You know, and there is some roundabout, is this company related to the company that's buying the dams?
Could we make a motion to limit it to 1 acre?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
That would be that unworkable thing, probably. I wouldn't stand up in court, but yeah. But there are all those things, and we all love where we live. But
Amen.
the state, what you have to understand is, the state has required us and mandated that these things will happen in rural residential areas. You know, people say, put them on the roofs of buildings. There's not enough. You can't join enough of them together.
Sure.
They're going in, and we have to be good stewards of our land and try to protect our land and not get run over. That is what we're trying to do. So,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that.
yep, thank you. Mike Colville.
You already asked.
Thanks, Mike. All right, Christine Zarshek?
You're close to
Chris-
my check.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm on her work, but the road over there, there's like a van. I think that is a camper maybe.
Uh-huh.
And it bugs me so much. I thought, I'm just gonna say it. And it has swear words all over it. And it really bugs me. And I never wanted to bring it up. I just can't, somebody get it out.
Okay,
Take quiet a little bit.
so the situation on, what is that, Spruce Street?
Yep.
Okay, so I have been talking with the lady's sister that now has the property. I am working with her to get that property cleaned up, and I have been for the last 3 weeks now. So, once we were, matter of fact, I'll be back with them again Sunday, cleaning some more of it up. They got someone to take all the campers out of there. The house is actually gonna be sold. They got a buyer for the house. They just want it cleaned up before the people purchase the place, and it will no longer be an eyesore.
So the camper is going?
Yes.
So it's on its way out?
Both are.
Both are.
Everything's going.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Rick. Matthew Taylor. Yep, Matthew Taylor.
The question is there any speed limit on the private residential roads, the subdivisions in this township? And if there is, can it be posted?
Yeah, he's out there.
I think, I don't know. He would have to ask that one.
Because we have a lot of people who just tear it up and make holes.
So, are you familiar with our subdivision out off of Hoxieville to the
Jason,
east?
or Susan,
Mary
and
David?
David.
Yeah. What are those are private roads. What is the speed limit on a private road?
I believe those are 35.
25, 10, 20.
Yeah, 35.
All different signs on there.
I believe.
35.
Yeah, but the road is very bumpy road. I mean, we go out there occasionally, and it's pretty bumpy.
So if they're private roads, can the residents get together and put up speed limit signs?
Yeah,
That's who has to do it.
Yeah, that's who would have to do it.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe on roads like that, you might be able to put speed bumps in, but it's a dirt road, so I don't know how that would work.
I guess the best thing you could do is talk to Sheriff Kutowski and say, can you tell us what that is? And then pay to put up the speed limit signs, and then he would be able to inform his officers to enforce that speed limit.
Yeah, but I can't go out there and put up the speed limit sign. It's up to whoever lives there.
Right,
It's
right.
not us,
Right.
but
So,
I would definitely call the sheriff's office and just express your concerns with it.
Yeah, Sheriff Kutowski will be in by tomorrow morning. Okay, let me finish our list, and then we'll.
Okay.
Okay.
Just real quick, Rich, when I did Shaw Lane behind the bar,
Yeah.
it was mandatory, it's private road, it's 15 miles an hour.
Okay, well, get
That's
your
what they
information
need to
from the
put
sheriff and see what he says. And that'd be the best that you and your residents can put
I'll
up.
call him tomorrow.
Yep, okay. Danielle Feller. Yep.
Yeah, so one of my comments, about 2 months ago, we got some smoke detectors from the fire department, and they've already stopped working.
Is it just the battery that needs to be changed?
They don't have a battery or anything in them, they're just twisting ones, and they've already quit working.
You guys know anything about it?
They were supplied by the state of Michigan.
They were just supplied by the state of Michigan. Do we have any more? There's some more there if you want to stop and pick up a couple more. We've got more, okay?
Maybe the old ones turned in.
No.
I'd
They're-
say we can send them back to Michigan Prevention.
Okay, bring them back. We'll send them to Michigan Prevention and put a note on them. They won't last.
And they'll give you some new ones.
And they'll give you some new ones, okay? One more. Tina, or
Tiana?
Tiana?
It's Tiana Greenwood.
Yes,
Okay.
hi, Tiana.
I live on Keegan Road, and I am advocating for a brown bat, which is a protected species. You already kind of touched base, and I guess I'm a little early, so I'll be at the next meeting, but I would like to make sure that we will be having an environmental study and a PDA study that is actual agents on doing the groundwork and watching our bats and making sure that that 20 to 30 acres of mature trees that you plan on cutting down, if this goes through, won't be detrimental to them, which it probably will be since they use those trees for nesting when they're not hibernating. And I've also been in contact with the lead researcher who's been working on studying brown grass in our area since the 90s. And he's also working with DNR and Little River Band of Ottawa Indians National Resource Committee. They're all working together as to why the bats love this area so much and why they're dying out in the rest of the state. And I think that the solar farm would be highly detrimental to our bats. Not to mention, we do have a nesting bald eagle couple on the backwaters to the dam. Everyone's caught them, hunting and fishing and feeding their babies. Pretty awesome. Sorry, I don't like public speaking. But I love this area. I grew up here. I'm raising my children here, and I do think that this would be detrimental to our land and our native species. And I just think the majority rules that we don't really want this here. So I think we just need to make sure we got our wording right for the next meeting, I suppose. Yeah. So I guess I'm a little early.
That's okay. All right, thank you. All right, sir.
No, I'm okay.
You're okay? Okay. All right. Yes, if you would, it's in the box. Yeah. We got a correspondence that I want to read to everybody while we have a big group here. There was some stuff in the paper about a general law judge blocked or recommended the block of the sale of the 13 dams. And then right after that, I got a letter from City Dam that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. So I will read that to the public here.
Has any of them been sold?
They have a deal to sell all 13 of their power dams. Yes.
That's what I've heard.
But it is currently in review, and there was a law judge that didn't block but recommended the sale not go through. So then Tippy Dam, or then consumers put up $270 million as a fund to do repairs to keep it for over the next 30 years, and they agreed to buy power from this company for the next 30 years. But it says the MPSC is expected to make a decision in September. Now we are in a crucial moment. If the sale of the dam is denied, removing the dams will be the most cost-effective path for all of our customers going forward. We want to sell the dams to Confluence Hydro for the good of the customers and the communities we serve and our neighbors. Included with this letter is information regarding the contact the governor and the MPSC and legislator who represent the dams. Our voice matters in this process, and together we can promote a strong future for our dams and communities. And talking to consumers, they're like, we've done all we can do. We are going to be out of the power business, of the hydropower business. They made that decision at the highest levels. So that is very disheartening.
Can I comment on that?
That would destroy our area.
Can I comment on that? I've heard that there's the same parent company of Nexamp who's doing the solar farm and Confluence. It's the same parent company. I don't know if that has any bearing on this at all.
Of course it does.
Well, okay, so how do I do this? So there is a fact, talking to somebody in Traverse City, that our dams and Houghton Pile Dam can produce much more power than what they do today. Okay, about 3 times as much power, because it went to constant flow back in the early 90s, and they only run 1 generator where they used to have 3. So about 2/3 of the power isn't being used. It is a possibility, and I know this is just an idea that was floated out by an engineer from Traverse City, that when you go into these incredibly large companies, they have arms that do this, and they have arms that do this, and they separate them out to keep them as separate businesses, where consumers is all one big arm, one big body. Could these solar farms be a way, because the dams are a huge power generating plant, and all the machinery is there. Could those companies be buying the dams under one subsidiary and buying this and wanting to put in solar or something else because it's close to the dam and they can push it out, and then they make the dams more profitable? That way we keep them. That was just an idea by an expert out of Traverse City I was just talking to. Because one of the hardest things to do to push power out is to have the switching stations, to have those big metal towers down there by the dam. They're only being a third used. So if they add a few solar stations, then it makes that dam profitable for that company, and they want to keep it. See what I'm saying? That is a possibility. Is that bad or is that good? Depends on how you look at it. If me personally, I would want to give up a little bit to keep that dam. Because without that dam, Wellston becomes Chase. There's nothing to do here in the summer. I mean, so many people, if you're out on the backwaters at all, I don't recognize a quarter of the people out there anymore. So people come here, it's a huge draw to our area in the summer. And solar and hydro work because they're renewable energies. And I don't know if you all know about this, but the state has passed a mandate to Consumers Energy and DET and all that 80% of their power has to come through renewable energy, which is hydro, wind, and solar. 80% by 2040. Tandu's gone. Tandu probably will not survive, and I hate to see that, but our coal plant's going to go away. They are going to the green energy. It is a fact of life.
It's not efficient.
Huh?
But it's not efficient in terms of having the amount of sunshine.
I get that. I get that. And if you'd like to talk afterwards, I can tell you why they like doing them here and not in Arizona. I'd like to, it's actually a fun story that I learned. I mean, I'm learning a ton. I'm learning more than I ever wanted to learn with solar.
I lived in Arizona.
So, okay. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna move on. And we are gonna vote on something our planning commission approved. And this is basically taking us out of the daycare business, meaning we don't really legislate it. We're just gonna let our daycare providers or people that wanna put daycares in not have to pull a permit for us and then have to pull the same permit through the state. We're pretty much just gonna allow the state to regulate them and permit them, okay? So that is our first one. Here it is. So our first one is a resolution, Township Board resolution to adopt a textual change for child care facilities in Norman Township zoning ordinance. And this would be resolution 2026-07-01. So that's 2026, July, first one we're doing, okay? Okay. So do I have a motion to adopt the new child care language that has been suggested by the planning commission and also suggested by the county planning commission? I have a motion. Okay, so we've seen a roll call vote on that.
Jason. Nick. Meryl. Rich.
Yes. Okay.
Star. Any nays?
All right. All right, so then we have an ordinance amendment, and we'll do this by roll call vote also. And it has all the sections where the child care would be limited and just kind of turned over to the state. It makes the process a lot easier for our child care facilities. It is in article, what article is it? Something. Oh, it's right here. And an ordinance to amend in part Article 5, Article 10, Article 16, Article 20, Article 22, Article 34, Article 37, Article 40, 53 in the Norman Township zoning ordinance, established in 1993. And that is just changing the language to just allow the daycare centers to go and be more efficiently done through basically giving up everything to the state. Do I have a motion to accept the ordinance change?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, roll call on that one too.
Jason.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Meryl. Rich.
Yes.
Star.
Okay. All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. 7:59.